Good evening, everybody, and welcome. How's it going? How's everyone doing this evening? I am sleepy. What about everyone else? What have you been up to today? I've been wrangling year 9s into attempting to think for themselves, which was impossible as it turns out. What's everyone been up to today? Their faces, I don't know why I never expect the faces, but they're fucking terrifying. So today, we're on episode 3. We're the midway point. This episode is the midway point, probably. And we left off with my mum holding a gun to my head. I'm also sleepy. I don't work Mondays and Fridays, so no work tomorrow. Woo! Nice. I just, for a second there, I was like, what day is it? It's Thursday. Oh god, not children, they're scary. The fucking faces. Hey Ashley. I know, they're so awful. I hate that you can see... Oh my god. Every damn time. Ashley, thank you. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, I hate that you can see their paws. Like, you can see their fucking blackheads. Look at it. Ugh. Ugh. No. This guy with all of his makeup. Like, you can see, like, the cracks in his makeup. I mean, it's great. It's good. It's cool, but it's horrible. Right. Boom, you looking for this? Let's go. Let's do this. Jump into the action.
The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
You must leave me alone now. I have agreed to everything, even to...
But you do realize your mother will have to accept the consequences of her acts.
I hope that your search will prove successful and bring Sarah back to us soon.
I'll be leaving now because whatever it is you're up to, I do not want to know.
Since then, we have become one and the same. We have officially erased the identity of my sister Emma. Emily Hillsborough. The woman with two faces.
Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated.
The game is
Don't
just kind
forget
of
where you are, please.
choppy. Ah, my next reading. I can equip 3 and I only have 2 books. God damn it! I need to find more fucking books. Skill point in science. Skill point in politics. Need to find more books. I worked a full week last week, but initially my boss said I could work 3 days, so I changed my mind and went down to 3 full-time work. Sucks. Full-time work does suck, yes. The crypt entrance. Oh yeah, we found a body. It's all coming back. Episode 3. Ripples. Bit choppy, yeah, it will smooth out while playing like last time, most likely.
Don't move.
Wait, I don't...
So you've come at last.
Easy. Let me turn around. Oh my god, Mother, what has happened to you?
Who are you?
What? But, Mother!
Who are you?
It's me, Louis, your son.
No, you lie. You won't catch me out like that. Louis isn't here. He obeys his mother. He would never have come here.
Mother,
I mean,
I don't know what you've been
the
through,
one
but
scene we've had with
lower
that
your
woman,
arm,
we
please.
did not
think
obey
I was
her,
born
so...
yesterday, do you? But it won't work.
I'm begging you.
One day you will fall.
Mother!
Why are you here?
What's this? Disconcerted. Oh. Lord. I'm here for
I
her.
came for you.
Oh, I don't doubt that for a second. But you will never get me.
What do you mean? You don't understand. I wasn't threatening you at all.
Fuck.
You are evil incarnate.
Mom,
Every
no.
word that comes out of your mouth is sharper than a razor blade.
I don't wish you any harm. Really, Mother. It's
Mother,
me.
don't
Louis.
take this the wrong way.
Speak to me about
But
him.
have you been on the
You
opium
will
again?
never get him.
Mother, stop torturing yourself. It really is me, Louis. How can I convince you?
If you really are who you say you are, what was the saying I
no.
taught you?
You mean we've
You've been telling it to me
had
since
to
I was
listen
3
to
years
this?
old, Mother. How could I
Like,
ever
and
forget
remember
it?
stuff?
Always keep your mind rational.
Oh. And open.
And open.
You knew it. You are smart. You're getting me muddled up. Tell me, rather, whose place were we at when I told you I was coming here?
Mother, I really am your son. You can't trick me. We were in Paris. We were investigating an art dealer.
His name?
Van Borchert.
I just told you, you can't trick me. His name was von Borchert.
My God, everything is lost then. I refuse to believe it's really you,
Let me
Louis.
get shot, maybe.
Otherwise, all this would be for nothing.
Mother, I don't know what happened to you, but don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. I'm here for you, and
No! I ordered you not to come with me.
I received a letter, and Lord Mortimer informed me of your disappearance. So I took the...
No! 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 It's not true. It's a nightmare. Don't tell me that. Have you spoken to him?
Oh, shit. She's completely panicked because I spoke to Mortimer. It seems she's afraid of what he might have said to me about her.
Did he speak to you?
He wasn't here when I arrived. It's not a lie.
Don't believe it. I thought I'd meet him the moment I arrived, given the situation. But not at all. He didn't even bother to meet me in person.
I imagine that Elizabeth was still here. Very well. Rational and open, Louis. Since you arrived on the island, has anything strange happened to you?
Depends on what you mean by strange.
Having visions, Mortimer's secret study, let's go with having visions, because it seems like she's probably having visions too, and yeah.
Like me having visions, for example?
I knew it! It started! Oh,
Hell,
Louis,
she's
I just
panicking.
wish I...
Yes, it's happened to me. Like when I was a boy. I find myself in someone else's body for the space of a dream.
Have you ever dreamed of a different place to the one where you were sleeping, without being able to explain it?
No.
But Mother, don't worry. I'm not losing my mind. Everything is fine. You used to give me a concoction to calm me down when I was little. So, just make some for me once we get back home.
Migraines? Loss of consciousness? Loss of control?
No, rest assured. All is well. I promise you.
What else?
I feel like mentioning Mortimer again is probably not a good idea.
Personally,
Let's go.
I think that you being missing for 3 days and then me finding you underground, minus a hand, well, that qualifies as strange, don't you think?
No, my hand is not important for the moment. If that's the
Will
only
be if it
thing
gets
you found
infected,
that
mate.
shocks you, then all is well. Now shut up and listen to me. We might still have a chance.
Yay!
Something of
did it.
utmost importance is going to play out right here.
What are you talking about?
A conference, Louis. I should think all Mortimer's guests have arrived by now, haven't they?
Yes, they have. Since this morning.
Perfect. The conference will be able to begin.
Indeed. It shouldn't be long and...
Let me finish. We haven't time. You will attend this conference, and you
I'm just
must
like,
find
shut
out
the fuck
what
up.
Mortimer is up to.
Listen to me.
Don't trust him, Louis. Understood?
Right. I'll do what you ask of me. But calm down, please, Mother.
Louis, I made a mistake by coming here. We are in the lion's den.
What do you mean?
Mortimer, Holm, their guests. Watch what happens. Do you think it's normal that the representatives of the most powerful nations are here all on their own without anyone else? On an island in the middle of nowhere in total secrecy?
No, not really, but...
Louis! They shape the world. They manipulate us.
Louis, you
Everything
dumb
is decided
bitch.
here, And now, they
Never
create
heard of the
and break
fucking Illuminati?
states, provoke
God damn it.
wars, destitute governments, or decide who will be their leaders. Open your eyes!
Mother, calm yourself, please.
Nothing is impossible for them. They are capable of reaching everyone, wherever they may be. Through high society banquets, they model the future of us all, and it isn't at all an issue for them.
And? What do you propose?
It's time to act, my son. You will go to this conference, and from the inside, you'll do everything you can to prevent Mortimer's plan from going ahead smoothly. We can talk later. I'll explain everything.
But why?
Do as I say, Louis. It's of the utmost importance. Beware of Mortimer. He won't let anything stand in his way.
You promised me that after...
Yes, after. Go now.
Wait.
Yes,
so my
Mother,
mum's
I'm
like,
going,
beware of him. He won't let anything stand in his way. He's a sketchy dude. But I need you to stand in his way, please.
Mother. Emily
It might
Hillsborough,
put your life at risk,
Emma's
but like,
sister,
just do it.
came to this island looking for her sister. She probably won't hesitate to take revenge and...
It's the signal that the conference is starting, Louis. Don't be concerned about the Duchess. She's the last of our worries.
Attend the conference. How do we get out of this maze? I think it's this way. Still too close to the fucking camera. This way? Yeah. So good. Oh, so good. Alright. I feel like there's stuff over there that we never even looked at. Ooh. Doggo. That went well. It did. It went surprisingly well. I'm glad my mother didn't murder me. Why can't I hear children? Ooh. Disgusting. What does golden elixir do? Get rid of that.
Golden elixir. I'll keep it for later.
I'll keep it for later. Map. Very handy. Attend the conference. Where is the conference? Should we ask this man? Hello.
Mr. Dorichet, you are expected at the conference.
Yes, could you tell me
Please take
where
the
it
door
is?
to your left to join the guests.
Oh, this one over here. Oh, thank you. You're so kind. Can I walk past you? You didn't stop me. Can I just not? No, I can't go up there. Okay, fine. Fine. Door to my left. This one over here. I feel like now's a really good time to start snooping when no one's around. We could just not, and we could go and check all of their rooms. Who can be asked? Let's get to the action. To the conference. I hear children outside. Disgusting. Disgusting.
Respect to any other candidate.
Totally wrong, I assure
I have
That's
suspected.
Feels like there's too many French people here, I will say that. Like, there's 2 French people, and that outnumbers the amount of... Wait, I'm French too, that's 3 French people. Seems like there's a lot of French people here. It seems like maybe we're outnumbering everyone else. Hello, sweet pea. Hello, my darling. What are you up to, huh? What are you up to? I can't, darling. I can't give you scratches because I'm streaming. I'm streaming. Oh, yeah. dreaming. Yeah. I'm dreaming. And that's mummy for scratches.
Your plan is a good one.
She's not
So,
but with respect to any other,
that's Mortimer. So that's the main mission. So let's chat to some other dudes first. Can't pick any of this shit up.
Your conjecture is totally wrong, I assure you.
I have suspected it for some time.
A chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol water.
So once, by your desire.
Are you quite sure, sir? Is there not a little mistake somewhere?
Yes, because she asked him at last, and he could not help answering her, but she said he seemed quite angry at being spoken to.
But it is not sound.
Yeah, let's talk to these guys over here.
My son, glad you're here. It seems
not your son, bitch.
Mortimer's been waiting for you to arrive before beginning. What a pity your mother isn't here for the conference. I hope I'll be able to see her before I leave. I still have a very important letter to give to her.
Feeling all right, Louis? You look like you're miles away.
Everything's fine. Don't worry.
Lord Mortimer wants to talk to you, Louis. Don't make him wait.
I'm going to make him wait. You can fuck off. Hello.
I don't know if you ever found what you were looking for in the garden, but Mortimer is waiting for you. I suggest you get a move on.
I see none of you like
You
small
say it
talk.
as if you were afraid of him.
Your conjecture is totally wrong.
I have suspected it for some
I sense that you have things you'd like to say, but something's holding you back. What is going on between you two?
Yeah, he was vulnerable to that.
Absolutely nothing. I believed in him. I followed him to the best of my ability. I championed his ideas, defended his decisions, and then, without even realizing it, I became lost. The siren's song, Monsieur de Richet. You wake up one morning, not knowing where you are, and you think about everything you've done for a man who wasn't even worth it. For a man who has no respect for you, who uses you, and who drops you as soon as he no longer needs you. For me, it's too late now. But you still have a choice. Don't respond to his call, sir.
Very, very interesting. What about you guys?
Told her so once.
Good evening, gentlemen. Are we ready? The much-awaited conference is about to begin?
That is what we have all been waiting for.
I believe that Lord Mortimer wishes to speak to you before it begins.
Welcome.
You should go and see him. Are you quite sure, sir?
Oh, fine, God, I'll go and speak to fucking Mortimer.
Yes, because she asked him at last.
Jesus. Why are you all sucking his dick so hard?
She's not acting by design. Ah, Louis, I've been expecting you. Thank you for joining us.
I was going to
We're
swim, but the
about to
back goes
begin
back
our
my legs,
conference.
so I'm going to stay
Let
here
me
and harass
explain
you.
what is at stake.
Fair enough.
Thank you kindly. But
Welcome.
what do you expect of me exactly? My mother's the one who's supposed to attend, not me.
That is indeed what was initially intended. Unfortunately, she still hasn't been found, and my guests can't stay here indefinitely. The conference must begin, and it would be truly beneficial to the Order to join in the project. Consequently, I would like you to replace her during her absence. What is at stake here is of the utmost importance.
It's important that the French Order gets their say. And should you need any advice, don't worry. You are not alone, Louis.
Very well.
George Washington doesn't have a very American accent. How does the conference
In
work?
concrete terms, how do you organize your discussions?
A conference is always organized the same way. There are two masters of ceremony who determine an important subject.
You and Sir Gregory, I presume.
Exactly. We shall be
His
the masters of ceremony.
perpetually surprised.
It was
what
our
George
obligation
Washington's.
to each bring to the table several guests
Weird-looking
in
man.
order to debate a subject. once the debate is closed, a decision will be made by a vote of all the participants.
Ultimately, I am already bored by this.
If the project is not agreed on by all,
is there going to be wine
then
and will there be a buffet?
And neither of the two masters of ceremony have the right to vote.
Why are there
it's
two
up to the
masters of
guests
ceremony?
alone to
What
decide.
If the two don't
Louis?
agree?
In other words,
that seems like a weird
us.
number of
Gregory and myself
people to make a
merely
decision.
the
Like,
go-betweens.
why?
Finally,
There's only
if
fucking
the project
what,
is validated,
8 people here?
each guest
1,
goes
2,
home
3, 4,
and starts
5, 6,
working
7,
to make
8,
it happen.
9. There's
It
9
can
people
take
here. Why
years.
do we need 2 masters of ceremony? Jesus. More questions. How
Do you often hold this kind of society dinner?
In general, once a year, but in actual fact it tends to be events that dictate our gatherings.
Okay.
How long have you been active?
Oh, this tradition has more or less always existed, Louis. It has continued from generation to generation.
But Jesus, I need to know.
Can you give me a brief explanation of the aim of it all?
Of course, Louis, I was coming to that.
Why the fuck are we here?
The aim of these meetings is to bring together the most influential people in order to think together about the future.
But the future of who?
Of the world.
Thank you for the vague and political
Our
answer.
desire is to steer the destiny of our respective countries for the good of all, and to no longer suffer the random hazards of history.
Can you give me an example of an event that was decided here before being implemented in the outside world?
Well, take the French Revolution. It was decided right here 2 years before its implementation in France.
Concerning the case of the French Revolution, I wasn't invited. But as far as the American Revolution is concerned, Louis, I can testify that we planned it 5 years before implementing it, for example.
I have no more questions. Actually, I do have one question. Is my view count working? I switched it off, didn't I? Let's see if it's working again. Looks like it. Nice. Okay, I have no more questions.
Louis, let me keep you a moment.
Bye, George.
I would like to let you in on a secret before we begin, because I'm going to need your assistance. You see, the project I'm going to present concerns the territory of Louisiana in North America. It's currently Spanish territory, and I'm going to make the proposition to the Assembly for it to become French. My idea is to increase the territory of the United States. The first stone of this vast project consists of getting Spain to cede Louisiana to France. Once it becomes French, France will hand it over to the United States, which will then allow them to double the size of their territory. And that's where you come in. France and the United States, hand in hand, 2 democracies illuminating the world.
Where does his project extend? I mean, everywhere. He's already answered that shit, but... And how far does his project go? I mean, this one's free, so...
But why spread it over 2 phases? Why not announce the overall project immediately?
Unfortunately, if Spain were to hear that the intention of all this is to allow the United States to grow, they would never sign. Manuel Godoy is perfectly aware of President Washington's appetite. If the United States took Louisiana, Godoy would know full well that he will have lost the entire North American continent. Things must take place in several stages. Otherwise, the change will be too brutal, and he will have no choice but to reject the project. Take a look at them. Apart from President Washington, they all belong to monarchies. Do you really think they won't resist? Of course they'll fight, fearful as they are of losing their precious privileges. But the world needs visionaries, like you, like your mother. It's a pity Sarah isn't here to see it. She only knew about a tiny part of the project. I hope I can count on you, Louis. It's time to start now. must ask you to keep it to yourself for the time being. Take a seat, follow the discussions. We'll have an opportunity to catch up later, and you'll be able to let me know your thoughts.
Blast it, Mother. You didn't know about everything. His project is commendable. Why tell me to beware? Could you have gotten it wrong?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot.
My friends, I propose we get started. First of all, I would like to thank you for taking the time to come.
The honor is ours, my lord.
As per our custom, here we are all together to discuss the face of tomorrow's world. Even though there may be certain tensions between our nations, I must ask you to keep an open mind. As Sarah de Richet is unable to be among us, please welcome Louis de Richet, who will represent the Golden Order and will vote on its behalf when the time comes.
Welcome among us, Louis.
Thanks, George.
Welcome, Monsieur. I hope he'll be more effective than his mother regarding the protection of the King of France. The Order has proved particularly inefficient.
Come, Manuel, you're not going to spoil our visit. The Order's mission was not to protect King Louis XVI, as far as I am aware.
We are talking about a king of divine blood, for goodness
so
sake.
weird.
It
What
seemed
does he look
obvious
like?
to me he needed protecting. If the Golden Order wants to pride itself on being an influential organization, it should have kept him alive.
I mean, I'm here to start shit, aren't I? Like, that's the point. That's what my mum said. She said, you need to not, and you need to disrupt everything. So, let's fucking stir this
I'm
pot.
sorry about the fate of the King of France, Duke Manuel. However, I'm surprised at your remark. How can a man like me have changed the course of things where a man like you, powerful, capable of influencing international politics, was unable to do any better?
It might be his collar through his head.
Perhaps we may begin.
Partly, but like his
Lord
whole,
Mortimer.
his features
Certainly.
look like they're way too
I
like,
have
low
a
down
dream
on his face. He has
that
no
our
chin.
nations will continue to support each
No,
other.
like space
More
left.
now than ever before. A dream that, for the sake of common good, we will do what it takes to ensure stability
Just nod.
in the
No,
modern
Zhao.
world.
I'm not just going
I
to
have
nod.
a dream that we shall lead by example and
start
ensure that the American territory may remain in peace.
Thank you for the thought, Lord Mortimer. But I don't see where you're leading.
I'm coming to it, Mr. President. I need not remind you that North America is currently divided between the United States on the east coast and Spain, which occupies the remaining 2/3 of the continent. Well, I propose that Spain cede the center of the continent to France, namely all of Louisiana.
Louisiana? But, well, it is not for sale. Lord Mortimer, I sincerely hope I have not come all this way just to hear you ramble on about what Spain should and should not do. When we went to all the trouble of gaining the territory a few years ago, it was not just to lose it today. Have I made myself clear?
What did I tell you, William? You speak of union, and yet here you are, about to tear us apart.
Duke Manuel, I perfectly understand you. But rest assured, you will soon adore my proposition. You shall see.
Well, since you give me the
back
choice,
eventually.
my good fellow,
Yeah, I
allow
think
me
that's
to
their
doubt
plan.
it. However,
They sell it to
I am
France and then
impatient
France
to
sells
hear
it to
what Spain
America.
could possibly gain from the sale of Louisiana.
I never spoke of a sale, my good fellow.
What? But I do not understand.
There is one more territory left to conquer, if I'm not mistaken, in the northwest. It is, of course, occupied by your notorious Indians, but...
We shall soon be rid of the savages, so that is not the question.
Should probably
Duke
just keep
Manuel,
out of this one though.
I believe that Spain should cede Louisiana to France, free of charge.
This is utterly grotesque, Lord Mortimer. What a strange example you set for your young protege. Isn't that so, Monsieur
Actually, I
de Richet?
probably should.
Do you understand
I need to
anything
start
of this
shit.
proposition?
I should have started shit. God damn it. Okay, so they both cost me the same amount. It would protect you from the Americans, or it will protect you from the British.
If I were you, Senor Godoy, I would think twice before stirring up a scandal.
I beg your pardon?
Given the size of your colonies, you won't be able to keep them for long. A
have
number of
access to a
countries are
map?
eyeing them as we speak.
In
The
game.
United States would have no trouble taking them.
Yes, but I don't think I
For
do
all
have
intents and purposes, you have
mid-dialogue.
no army in place. By wanting to
Maybe?
keep everything,
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I do. Why?
you risk losing it all, especially your colonies in South America, which are far more valuable to you.
That is indeed the danger, Duke Manuel. If it comes to war over Louisiana, you will lose.
A map of the
And
colonies.
probably a good deal more than you now imagine.
Young man, you are indeed a dark horse, aren't you?
I must say, William, I find your project mostly disfavors me. I thought you were my friend.
And I am, Mr. President. That is why I'm doing everything in my power to calm your expansionist fervor. France, in Louisiana, should persuade you not to attempt anything to take the territory by force. Louisiana is a vast wetland where you would needlessly lose most of your troops. It would weaken you and offer certain nations the perfect opportunity to take back your famous United States. I am protecting you from yourself, George. Trust me.
I understand. But with friends like you, sir, I certainly don't need any more enemies. I hope you know what you're
Just
doing.
doesn't sound very American. I want him to sound more American. Ah, shit. Ah.
Am I imagining things, or does it look like
Almost didn't get
Washington isn't aware of Mortimer's plan?
Not to put too fine a point on it, Lord Mortimer, but I doubt the Holy See would be in favor of Catholic Louisiana being handed over to secular revolutionaries and king killers.
I should think Monsieur de Richet has an opinion on this subject, does he not?
Always. France will protect Christians. France does not need to seek the Pope's opinion. Think of Mortimer's maps of the world. Say nothing. I'm not spending 3 on either of those.
On the maps of Italy I saw in Mortimer's secret study, he had anticipated movements of troops across Italy.
Oh, the Pope
I
might
wouldn't be
fuck you, you'll
surprised if he's
lucky.
planning an invasion of Italy by France. And if I push the notion a bit further, I can well imagine that Bonaparte's cannons, financed by the Order, will be used for that purpose. The noose is tightening around poor Piaggi's neck without him even realizing it. I don't know if I'm the best person to speak about that, Your Eminence.
Ooh. I want to do it, but it's 3. Let's do it.
Well, I think that the French army will enter Italy, and that the Vatican will do whatever France demands of it, if the Vatican wants to retain its place.
You are joking, I hope. Lord Mortimer, I did not come here
Use
to
your
listen to
secrets, use
such
them.
nonsense.
What makes you think that, Monsieur de Richet?
Well, Monsieur Bonaparte, here present, has ordered a large number of cannons, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were to be used to keep Italy under control.
Come, sir. What a strange idea. I have enough
Shut the
on my
fuck up,
plate
Kylo
with
Ren.
issues in Corsica.
If you say so.
You see, you're...
But Corsica is not where the cannons are to be delivered, is it?
Aye, but... Louis, you are quick-witted. I like you.
You seem to be overlooking something, Messieurs les Français. I also have backers who would be only too pleased to demonstrate
I don't know
the
enough
full
about American
extent of their
history.
fervor by defending the Vatican. Mi auguro che insegnerete l'educazione
this is only the
a
point at
questo
which America
giovanotto
gained
presuntuoso,
independence.
Sir
Like,
Gregory.
I hope that you will teach this pretentious young man some manners, Sir Gregory. It looks like I won't be just making friends here.
In any case, my lord, I doubt the English crown will agree.
Ich versichere Ihnen, Emily, nie Preußen wird diese Vereinbarung akzeptieren.
thank God I got linguistics. Oh my God.
I assure you, Emily, the Prussian will never accept this agreement. Volner looks like he's set on ruining Mortimer's plan.
Duchess, I am persuaded that we shall find a common ground.
That's enough, William. These are grave times. We don't care about the fate of Louisiana. That worthless expanse of putrid swamps interests no one but yourself.
Speak for yourself, my friend.
Hold on there, Mr. Royal Gigolo. Lower the volume, and let Sir Gregory finish.
Ooh. Called him a gigolo. Shit.
Holm, Godoy, and now Volner? Mortimer's adversaries are ready to tear each other to pieces, and he takes a malicious pleasure in watching it happen.
How dare
Gentlemen, let us try to remain calm.
There you are, William. See where your projects have taken us, as per usual. Chaos!
Well, what?
That's it. I'm tired. We shall continue this discussion tomorrow, but please be aware that your project will
We've
never
been
be
here 10
ratified.
minutes.
Those who are opposed
How
to
are
this
you
project,
tired?
follow
You've
me.
been sitting down the entire time. You haven't said a word, and we've been here 10 minutes.
Are you coming with us, Monsieur de Richet?
Come, Gregory, I think Louis would rather stay. Wouldn't you, Louis?
See, these are all the guys that are opposed to him. So I could get them all on my side, but at the same time, they're already bent on being against him, so all I need to do is talk to Mortimer and get George Washington against him, surely? I'm staying
As
with
for me,
Mortimer.
I think I shall remain with Lord Mortimer, Sir Gregory.
You're supposed to be
You are
dicking.
committing a grave error,
Everyone?
Louis.
Time will tell.
My mother told me to dick Mortimer, right? But then it keeps giving me options to not listen to my mother. Follow and stir shit. I don't think I need to stir shit though. I think they're fine stirring shit on their own. I'm trying to ruin Mortimer's plans, and he's already got 5 people against him. So I don't need to do anything there. I would rather know what
My
Mortimer's
friends, I
doing.
would like to thank you for staying.
Good God, William. What is this I hear about you reinforcing military power in
Left,
Louisiana?
drink run. Okay.
I have no interest in having France for a neighbor, and you know that very well.
Calm down, George.
Dick everyone,
Louis,
dick them good.
explain our plan to Mr. Washington, please.
I'm not really sure.
I would have been
I
only too glad
understand,
to,
Mr.
Lord Mortimer.
Mortimer.
Unfortunately, I'm not sure myself that I have fully understood all the details of your plan.
Oh, Louis. President Washington, the United States will double in size.
By what
legs
miracle
off.
have you...
You need to expand, George.
I don't need
You
their
and
legs.
France are the 2 major democracies in the modern world. It is necessary that you both become superpowers.
Are you really going to sponsor democracy throughout the world?
Of course, Monsieur Peru. That's why I don't want Spain to get too attached to those weapons. Please continue, Louis. Explain my vision to Mr. President.
Wait. What? Of course? Or of course? Of course with a full stop? Or of course? I didn't grasp everything.
Between you and me, Lord Mortimer, I'd rather let you explain.
That's why you need to expand, George. And I don't just mean Louisiana. That's just the first step. You will soon take over the whole of the northern continent. You will become a nation, able to compete with any of the superpowers of Europe or elsewhere.
But why didn't you tell me before?
Sound like I agree and am all for more spontaneity.
George, I was banking on your surprise. The more Gregory thinks I'm weakened, the broader my scope of action will be.
William, you haven't changed. Always one step ahead.
1 step ahead? You're joking. More like 5.
On that note, my friends, it's getting late. Mr. President, continue to take offense over my project when we resume the conference in the morning. You do it to a T. And if Sir Gregory has the audacity to send you an emissary to convince you to go against me, do me a favor. String him along if you can. The more they believe we are divided, the more we'll have our hands free.
Only too happy to oblige.
Now, let us get some rest. We've got a big day tomorrow. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
Louis, if you have a minute, I would like to ask a favor of you. I'm going to require your services.
How can I be of help? Tell me all about it.
Our adversaries are many, and the closing vote of the conference will soon be upon us. Time is of an essence, so I'll need you to assist me this evening.
How can I help?
I need you to go this very evening to persuade Signor Godoy to join us. He is the backbone of Gregory's resistance. Turn him round,
rapidly becoming
and
very
all
clear
the
why this
others
is
will
called the
follow in
council.
such a stampede that Gregory will be able to do nothing but admit defeat.
Lord Mortimer, with all due respect, don't you think I'm the last person Godoy wants to talk to?
I'm sure
You know what you should say when
I
you go to
believe
his
in you.
room and knock on the door and he answers? You should say, "Goodbye, mate." Fucking Christ.
Lord Mortimer, you're not telling me everything.
Let's say I wouldn't disapprove if the Right Honourable, though nonetheless choleric, Duke Manuel put you in his bad books. If it could motivate him to declare war on France, it would greatly serve our interests.
We've got to become best friends with
What do you
Godoy.
mean? I told you before the conference. The more we distract Spain from the Americas, the less it will have an eye on Louisiana.
But all the same, we're talking about a war in Europe.
Don't worry. That's why Mr. Bonaparte is with us. I am convinced we'll be perfectly capable of managing the conflict.
So
And
hope that
Signor
joke hurt you
Godoy
as much as it
is
hurt all of
not a
us.
great soldier.
I'm
He will
immune to
not
it now.
commit Spain to a long war that
Of
he won't be
resistance.
capable of managing.
I'll go straight away.
I have bad
Thank you,
joke
my boy.
resist.
And
Half
get
the
some
damage.
rest afterwards. Big day tomorrow.
Walk, walk. Okay. Hey, dude. What, why have you got a dead bird in your office?
Aren't you afraid our projects for Italy may be discovered before we... Oh.
No wonder you
please
tend to
excuse us,
psychic
Louis,
damage.
but I need to speak with Lord Mortimer
Don't feel it.
in private.
No. What do you want, Louis?
Some advice when
I'm going to have a
approaching
word
Godoy.
with Duke Manuel, but you know him better than I do, I believe.
Yes. Avoid any marks of respect and protocol pertaining to his rank. He's not fond of courtly manners.
Thank you for the advice, my
I have
lord.
no idea what you're talking about, Zhao. That is circumstantial at best and would not hold up in a court of law.
When are we supposed to vote?
The conference resumes tomorrow morning. That leaves little time for the little favor I spoke to you about.
Indeed. I'll go straight away. I shall be leaving you.
Can I just... eavesdrop? No? Okay, fine. What is this? Why do you just have a pit in the middle of your office? Throw him into the sky hole, mummy. Okay, let's go. Respectfully disagree. You don't know, that bird could have had a pre-existing condition. I'm quickly going to shut my window for bugs. They following me now, they following me. Who following you? The bugs! The bugs? Okay, so where does Godoy stay? No. They have names outside their doors, so who's this? Who's this? Johann von Wolner. Just go in and see everyone. Fuck it. Let's do the rounds. Hello? Johann! Coin? A book! Yes! Yes, I love books. Fuck yeah!
Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better.
Why? Why did he say that so creepily? Couldn't have hoped for better.
Golden elixir.
That bird was probably quite high up the pecking order. God damn it.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Ippoo! Zeng. Christ, I'm not using that much knowledge. Fuck. Just look in his diary, Jesus. Another book! Yes! Eggshell
The Great
Skull
Work of the Soul by S. Madone. Pure alchemy is a thought, an art that is performed on the matter of the soul. Great alchemists work to transform and perfect the latter by a series of processes known as the Great Work. There are 4 phases to attain the ultimate in spiritual fulfillment.
The
human soul must descend, be corrupt, in order to become decomposed. It's something like what I felt when I think of what I've found out about my mother.
Okay.
The soul broken up must be purified by the alchemist. Nice program. The soul must be transformed in order to attain sublimation by the recombination of the alchemist. It's tempting. Thus ends the great work. The incarnation of the purified spirit, the elevation of the soul, now become perfect. Its resurrection, thanks to the action of the alchemist.
Whatever you say,
Except
bud.
if the alchemist has bad intentions, then it's called manipulation. Very metaphorical as occult theories go, the human spirit being the prima materia of the alchemist.
Eggshell Skull rule in law states that if the bird had a pre-existing condition that was exacerbated by the chocolate, then you're still in trouble. You can't prove it. You can't prove nothing. Can I read this? No, can't take that. Okay, let's go into the other room. Dear Johann, I'm so glad you're coming. Oh, it's Gregory. I did not doubt for a single minute that you would accept this invitation, despite the risks involved and the fact that we know each other well. Though we have gotten over many obstacles together, I cannot hide my apprehension this time round, given how high stakes are today. But having you here, Johann, is an invaluable asset. Keep up the effort, and I will be all the more proud and satisfied. Look forward to seeing you again, Gregory H. So there. in each other's pockets.
Amber crystals.
Amber crystals. Okay. What about outside?
Amber crystals.
Yeah, we got an extra slot. What a slot. Wait, that box. Where was that box? Where's that box?
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Okay. I'm sure it's probably something to do with that book, but I can't remember any 4-letter words, so... Who's next? I don't think that's anyone's room. I think that's the salon thing we went to. George Washington. George? George, you in here, bud? George. Hello.
Devil's thorn. I'll keep it.
Ah, I used up a thing to not even use it. Ah, for fuck's sake.
Devil's thorn. I'll keep it.
It's a waste, but...
A map of Vermont. Locked.
Pick the lock.
The president's personal reserve of laudanum, and judging by the quantity, you can't go without it. Ah, there's also a letter.
Dear Mr. President, I'm returning my answer as quickly as I can. We already spoke about it before you left, but I note that things may not have improved. I urge you to follow my advice and stop taking laudanum immediately. I'm already looking for a substitute, but I am afraid you won't wait. Your excess consumption is in danger of definitely impairing your chances of securing your next mandate. Your addiction is jeopardizing the exercise of your office and duties, my friend. I regret I see no other solution but to stop your daily intake. Oh, and some amber. Oh my, some amber. Love me some amber.
My dear George, I'd like to invite you to join me as planned at my place. I have a project to show you. It is time that the United States played a more important role on the world stage. I understand your reluctance of playing with fire. I know your new country is very young, but rest assured that I would do nothing to jeopardize what we have built together. I look forward.
Okay. So that's from Mortimer.
A map of Connecticut.
A map of Connecticut. Do you have a map of Louisiana? Because that would be helpful. Massachusetts.
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost. Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost. Great.
Using
Honey.
edibles fucking willy-nilly right now. Go here. No. No. What about outside? I can't go outside. Why not? Bullshit. Okay. Next. Edibles. Oh yeah. Washington's room. Okay. Cool. Haven't missed any. Who's this? Can't go into his room. Okay, what about... That's me! Don't need to go in there. Who's this?
Ah, Monsieur de Richet. You wouldn't have seen Duke Manuel by any chance, would you?
I was going to ask you the same question.
I wanted to speak to him, but
Sorry,
no
she told me.
one will open the door. I'm not sure he's in there.
If I want to pass through, I'll have to get Volner out of the way.
We'll do that later.
He won't let me by. I'll have to find another way of getting into the damned room. Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Can't go into her room. Okay. What about Napoleon? Go into Napoleon's room. Let's go.
The Prince by Machiavelli. A perfect read for anyone with a surfeit of ambition. That might come in handy.
He's immune to politics. Okay. Sure. Monsieur Bonaparte, this is from my mum. In reply to your demand of enthronement in our society, and hereby inform you that unfortunately you do not meet the criteria required to become a member of the Golden Order. We are, however, honoured by the interest you have shown in our research and activities. We have no doubt that your keen interest for the occult sciences will one day allow you to join us, and in anticipation of that day, please accept the expression of our full consideration. Oh, so he's trying to get in our organization,
Carmelite
huh?
water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost. My dearest son, I'm writing to implore you to act quickly. The situation is rapidly worsening here. Paoli continues to steer our motherland, Corsica, toward open warfare between France and England. His men are everywhere. We are obliged to go into hiding and are unable to remain in the same place for more than 2 days. I wouldn't be surprised if they targeted us soon. Make haste, my son. You hold our destiny in your hands.
Napoleon
Your
needs
loving
to
mother,
be careful with those cannons,
Maria Letizia
lest he become Napoleon blown apart. That was so bad, but I loved it, and I will probably use that. Thank you. Thank you for imparting such a wonderful joke on us. Truly feel blessed. Let's have a look at his
A
hat.
bicorn decorated with a cockade. It must belong to a French soldier.
Must do, yeah. You're in fucking Napoleon Bonaparte's room. It said his name outside the fucking
The
door.
Beaucaire dinner.
Honestly.
It hasn't been signed yet, but there's a letter with it.
Dear Bonaparte, as promised, here are the few pages that I recommend you publish within the next few months. We both know that it's sheer lack of time that prevented you from stringing these lines together yourself. The idea is yours, though. No need to feel indebted. Your success will suffice for the good of all.
So, Bonaparte is going to publish a book that he didn't write. That crafty little rascal. It isn't signed. That's some quality paper. And that handwriting, I'd say it's Mortimer's.
Okay. I can't go through that. Okay. What's going on here?
Hey, Peru's name tag's fallen off, and his door's ajar.
Oh my. Well, this is a mess. My dear little Eleanor, I wanted to share with you my calmer thoughts of the moment. Needless to say how much I miss you and how much I regret having to be separated from you. But I know you will be virtuous, courageous, and safe with your sister, Marie Helene. I will never be able to amend my mistakes, but I do know now how to save you from their consequences once and for all. Be always assured of my fatherly devotion and affection, never doubt it, come what may. You must know that everything will turn out for the best now. I am determined to protect you whatever the price I have to pay, and so be confident and serene in times of ordeal. Love, Dad. Okay. Whew. Sorry. I don't know where that yawn came from. It came out of nowhere. It's just a picture. What's that?
A pattern with 4 circles. Dear Monsieur Peru, I'm writing to thank you for the funds you sent. These funds will be crucial for the renovation of the western wing of the orphanage. The children you sent are doing marvelously well, and little Pierre will soon be walking. Some of them still sometimes suffer nightmares about their parents on the scaffold, but I expect they will cease in due course. Should you decide to send us more, please note that another 20 beds will soon be ready. The children and myself will never thank you enough. Long live the Republic. Long live France. I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. Dear Monsieur Peru, I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. Dear Monsieur Peru, I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Pick up the Carmelite water, you can pick that up. No, whatever, it's fine, doesn't matter. Okay. Ransacked.
Records of the police. Notes intended for the police lieutenant of Paris. It's a list of people under surveillance in Paris, and there's some well-known names on it. This is valuable information. This shouldn't be lying around.
Takes it.
Golden elixir. Consume without excess.
Okay. Nothing else, just the fact that it's been ransacked. Okay. Can get out those doors. Okay. Where's chat gone off? How dare you, chat? So.
Ah, Monsieur de Richet. You wouldn't have seen Duke Manuel by any chance, would you?
I was going to ask you the same question.
I wanted to speak to him, but no one will open the door. I'm not sure he's in there.
If I want to pass through, I'll have to get Volner out of the way.
So, make him search somewhere else. Make him leave, force your way through.
Perhaps he didn't hear you. Did you try entering?
No, of course not.
No question. Favourite character so far?
It would not be proper, after all.
I think I hate all of them, to be honest. Like, genuinely. Like, story, make him search elsewhere, make him leave.
Oh, now wait a minute. Yes, I remember now. I think I saw him in the garden.
In the garden? No, you must be mistaken. I've just come from there. I would have seen him.
Oh, I must have seen someone else then.
Most certainly. Oh well, he's bound to turn up at some point. I'll wait.
Impossible to get through with him glued in front of the door. I'll have to find another way into Godoy's room.
God damn it. Am I going in the right direction? No. I'm not going in the wrong direction. It's fine. To my room. I should have manipulated him into going somewhere else. Thought I might have another shot. But clearly not. Favourite character so far? I genuinely know I do, but I hate them. Lord Duke, here is the information obtained by our intelligence service. I can confirm that Mr. Hay is indeed working on an agreement with Great Britain. The aim seems to be to weaken the French economy and secretly that of the Spanish by seizing merchandise at sea. Our treasuries are already suffering from the embargo on French food products, such as a treaty would mean the ruin of our colonies. I have no doubt that you will be able to swiftly find a diplomatic solution.
Mary Louise of Parma. How ironic having a painting of the Queen of Spain in one's room, my Lord Duke. It looks like someone's hidden something on the back of this painting. It's a letter. Of course, it's written in Spanish. And it reeks of lavender. Well, well, Monsieur Godoy, you seem very interested in hiding this letter. Another secret romance, I presume?
I think it's worth it to translate the letter.
So, let's see what it says.
We need to know everything possible about this man. My tender Pepita, I feel so guilty at being so far away from you again, even if it's for the good of my country. I feel awful at having to leave you after a silly little spat because you are the only woman I love. Josefa forever. Is her name Pepita or Josefa? I told you before, everything I have, everything I can offer you, I owe to the affection of the Queen. Let's stay united, please, even in sacrifice, for the two of us, for our future children. Stop being jealous, you are the only one who feels my thoughts. Everything else is just a game, I swear.
It seems that the Queen isn't the only one enjoying the Lord Duke's favors. If the Queen found out, it would cost him dearly. I'll keep it with me. You never know. Manuel Godoy, a painting of himself in his room. Now that's not going to help him develop a sense of modesty. Don Quixote. Talking without thinking is like shooting without taking aim. I'm gonna have to think about that one. Prometheus. Punished for stealing fire from the gods and giving it to man. An old sesterce from Roman Gaul.
Pick that up. Yes, a book. Love books so much.
A fragment of amber.
Yeah, I am. Leave it. Okay. Now. We shouldn't exit that way, and he'll know that I've been in. It's probably best to just keep it on the DL, you know. Voice acting is still super jarring at times, but I'm really enjoying this experience. Agree. Some of the lines are very strange, some of the dialogue very unnatural, but
Ah, Monsieur de Richet. You wouldn't have seen Duke Manuel by any chance, would you?
I was going to ask you the same question.
I wanted to speak to him, but no one will open the door. I'm not sure he's in there.
If I want to pass through, I'll have to get Volner out of the way. He won't let me by.
He must just
I'll have to find
be
another
somewhere
way of getting into
else.
the damned room.
We've got into the room. Where is he? Okay. Let's just go into his room and like open it. Which fucking way am I going? Am I going the right way? Yes. I need someone to just tell me where he is. This house is huge. I'm not gonna run around trying to find him. Fuck that.
Volner's probably still behind the door. I best go out through the balcony just in case.
Fine. Where are we meant to find him? Don't understand. Do I literally just have to wander around this huge fucking mansion till I stumble across him? Ugh. Mate, he ain't in there. Just went and looked through his windows. He's not in there.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Ah, Monsieur de Richet. You wouldn't have seen Duke Manuel by any chance, would you?
I was going to ask you the same question.
I wanted to speak to him, but no one will open the door. I'm not sure he's in there.
If I want to pass through, I'll have to get Volner out of the way. He won't let me by. I'll have to find another way of getting into the damned room.
Where the fuck is he? Just want to find him and talk to him. Why is this so hard? Hi Napoleon, how you doing?
Duke Manuel?
Well, well.
Oh no, it is Duke
Monsieur de
Manuel.
Richet, I was not expecting you. I am not in the
That's
mood,
so
sir,
smart.
I warn you. What do you want from me, sir?
Let me just reel.
I see you're still feeling under pressure. Since your arrival, I've noticed that you've been on the defensive. It seems to me that Monsieur Peru has a knack for getting your back up.
That is the least you can
very
say.
similar hair.
Indeed. I was warned. I knew what to expect. For God's sake, why in the hell did your people execute their king? Have the French gone stark raving mad? There are nothing but monarchies in power in Europe. They will all come crashing down on you.
We shall see. It might, well, turn out to be the opposite.
You certainly do not lack for audacity, young man. Just tell me one thing, monsieur. Why did you side with Mortimer? He is alone, isolated.
Fuck. That was
the United
siding
States can
with...
do nothing to help you, and France is surrounded by
Trying to
over
be
10
sneaky.
countries, just waiting for the word to pounce. Really, I do not see why you choose Mortimer.
Oh, it's really quite simple, you know. Whose place are we at? Who can manage to bring together so many influential figures under the same roof?
Technically, Sir Gregory brought more guests than Mortimer.
Yes, but in whose name? Who organized the party, Senor Godoy? Who pays the bills? And you are forgetting something fundamental. Who has the biggest army nowadays?
Yes.
There's no shame in admitting that France is militarily superior to you. That's why you're considering joining forces with other European countries in order to confront us.
I agree that Mortimer does have some powerful assets. Tell me, do you really believe Spain has any interest in ceding Louisiana to France?
Money? War?
I'm convinced that Spain could get a very, very tidy price for the territory.
Were you sleeping during the conference? Did you not hear Lord Mortimer ask me to cede it free of charge?
Yes, but you...
No. You listen, young man. Do us a favor and stop poking your nose into grown-ups' business. You are wasting my time. Tell me one last thing. What would I gain from all this?
Force him to war. I've forgotten. Do we want him to go to war?
Duke Manuel, you have everything to gain.
I cannot see what, actually.
Well, if the Queen found out where your heart really lies, she might well become very unhappy.
What do you mean?
It's not inconceivable that a letter written by your own hand might have come into my possession, in which you declare such love to Pepita that even I became moved.
You've been in my room.
And I'm afraid that if by some misfortune this letter ended up in the hands of the Queen, she also would be moved.
You thieving...
Come now, my Lord Duke. We're all gentlemen here. I'm convinced it's not going to happen. Or will it?
That is blackmail, you bastard! You have no idea of the consequences!
Lord Mortimer knows how to look after his friends. Don't you worry about Sir Gregory. You're protected. Have no fear.
Come on, you fool. Give it up. You're trapped like a rat.
Monsieur, I am astounded. I did not think you capable, but you have succeeded. I will be more wary of you the next time. Nonetheless, if you can guarantee Lord Mortimer's support, then yes, you can count on my vote when the time comes. However, I expect you to be discreet with regard to my former partners, without which our agreement will become null and void.
Of course, my Lord Duke. You can count on me. Lord Mortimer will be delighted to hear the news.
I hope you know what you are getting into, Louis. I bid you good luck.
Good night, my Lord Duke.
See you tomorrow. Well, that's one thing out of the way. Only thing left to do is wait for the conference to resume tomorrow morning.
Go to bed. Okay. I did not realise that choice earlier was picking sides. Otherwise I would have gone with the others. But oh well. We're going against our mother now. It's time, I guess. It's time for us to grow up into a big strong boy and make our own decisions, so This is where we're starting. Spain will remember this. Yeah, war probably would have been a better result. I wasn't sure if he was like a money-grabbing politician or like a warmongering politician. You know, they're so similar. It's hard to tell sometimes. Hashtag England loves this.
Good evening, Monsieur le Français.
Duchess, you're here. What a charming surprise.
Oh,
I'm beginning to think you can't be without me.
You have managed to penetrate my armor, sir. Am I disturbing you, perhaps?
That's not what I said.
Ah, by the way, you surprised me during the conference.
Why's that?
Well, you are going to lose. Why stay with Lord Mortimer?
I believe he has every chance of winning.
My, you are a rash one. However, if ever you want to change sides, please feel free to let me know.
Yes, I would.
But tell me, you didn't come here to try and make me change my mind, did you?
That's the last thing on my mind. Although you would have everything to gain by it.
Convince
Do you
me.
perhaps know something that I don't? Come on, Emily. It's time you lay your cards on the table. If you know something I don't about Lord Mortimer, now's the time.
I don't want to speak ill of him, but in certain circles, you can't exactly say he has a good reputation.
Continue.
Well, there have been instances where he has used people, then gotten rid of them once he no longer seemed to need them, Louis. He makes fine promises, makes you feel valuable, tests you. But beware.
This game
I'm
seems
worried
not
that something
graphically
might
stunning, I
happen to you.
suppose.
Are you advising me to change
Yeah.
sides as a precaution?
I'd rather say as a safety
Not amazing,
measure.
but
Louis, if you trust me, you
the
ought to
plot is very
ask
good
yourself
so
why
far.
I have chosen home. You do trust me, don't you?
Yes.
Of course, Emily.
Admit, though, that it does make you think. There's still time, you know. Join us before it's too late.
Oh, shit, yeah, we can change sides. Yes.
I admit,
Change
you've
sides.
sown the seed of doubt. But I don't know how Lord Mortimer's going to take my last-minute change of mind.
Probably
Don't
badly,
worry
that's the
yourself
point.
about that, really.
We build them up.
It's
and then
only
we rip out the
discussions and verbal
foundations.
jousting. No one's going to die, whatever happens, and Sir Gregory will be there to support you.
Very well. You can count on me to join your side then. But
Missed the bottom
don't
left
tell
one a few
anyone
times
until
now.
the
No,
vote.
I saw it.
Promise. We'll make a good
No,
team.
but make her
You'll
believe so.
see.
I'm not
Tell
spending
me,
points.
Are these
I only have
visits
3
to
left.
Mortimer's always so intense?
Yes and no. My sister doesn't normally disappear like she has. Any news of your mother?
This one down here. This would use up all of my points. Gotta speak to her about Emma. Tell her Sarah's been seen.
Still nothing. And you? Any news of your sister?
No, but knowing her, I'm persuaded she's on someone's trail. You'll see. She'll surprise us all.
If only you knew, Emily.
As soon as the
You're
bone
right.
option appears, well.
We must remain positive. I'm sure it won't be long before
But
she
only
turns
if I've
up.
got enough
My
points
thoughts
for it.
too. She is Duchess Hillsborough, after all.
And as such, she is capable of anything.
I am sure that you'll appreciate her. You'll see.
No doubt about that.
And it might turn out that you prefer her to me. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Rest assured, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm sure she's very nice, but there is only one Emily Hillsborough.
We shall see. Can we change subject, please? I didn't come here to go through all that again.
Of course, it's late. You're right.
Bone down, bone down, bone down, bone. Yeah. Move your faces vaguely next to it. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
Come, Louis.
Oh my, so forward. You have to do something first. It doesn't just happen. Sometimes it does.
My friends, do not worry. I assure you that Lord Mortimer's plan will never see the light of day. I shall deal with informing our allies, but for the time being, I need you to make a stand.
What do you think about Monsieur de Richet?
I don't know yet. I feel there's great potential in him.
He looks like he can be trusted. And Duchess Hillsborough. Why isn't she here?
She's busy. Don't worry about her.
Oh, isn't it time to replace her?
Not so fast, sir. She is an important figure. You ought to have a little more faith in her.
What are we going to do about Washington?
He will be a hard nut to crack. On our chessboard, he is Mortimer's king.
Don't worry. Mr. President only wants one thing. To keep his dear America united. He won't jeopardize everything he has achieved on a whim.
He has been serving Mortimer for quite some time. It won't be easy to bring him around. Do you feel all right, Mr. Godoy? You haven't said a word.
Please excuse me, gentlemen. I feel tired.
Oh, I see. I think it is high time you left us then. Now!
Did Godoy just get killed?
Emily?
Wow, Emily hogged all of the pillows, huh?
Are you there?
Jesus.
Sir, the conference is about to begin. You are expected in the conference room.
Tell them I'm coming. Thank you.
Titched.
Come on, Louis. The game is back on.
Wow, you could have brushed your hair. Fuck.
My friends, the conference is about to begin. Please excuse me if I troubled you last night with my project. I understand that you might well have a few questions to ask. As you know, the final vote will be cast in a few days. This morning's aim is to answer your questions and check the temperature of your respective positions so that we may reach a greater understanding.
As always, Lord Mortimer.
We parted in perfect disagreement, my lord. Where would you like us to take it from?
Come, sir. Please let William believe he still has a chance of winning us over. Otherwise, his imprecations will lack panache, and we shall be bored stiff.
Oh, let me reassure you, I am convinced that a good night's sleep has brought sound advice, and that this morning will be even more interesting. Therefore, I would like to go around the table in order to hear everyone's first impressions.
Well, I am still firmly against it, even though my choice won't count.
Against.
Against. Against.
And you, Duke Manuel?
Well, you see, it is more complicated and it...
Godoy?
Calm, Gregory. Don't try to impress my guests, please.
They are not your guests.
Gregory, anyone under my roof is by definition my guest. You included. I would be very grateful if you would let my guests speak. Duke Manuel, you were saying you still had some doubts?
Well, you see, the situation has changed since last night.
What's going on here, my Lord Duke?
You see, I gave it some thought during the night. New arguments have come to light.
What do you mean, Duke Manuel?
Sir Gregory, I regret to inform you that Spain will not support you in this operation. I vote for. Moreover, in response to arguments brought to my attention, I declare war on France.
What?
Damn.
What is he doing?
If you think France is afraid of you, you are dreaming.
Over 10 nations rise against you, young man, and you behave like a yapping little dog?
When the French armies are at your door, my Lord Duke, you will change your tune. Well, as for me, I am for Lord Mortimer's project, despite Duchess Hillsborough's overwhelmingly convincing nocturnal attentions.
What?
So Emily was playing at trying to win over guests last night?
It was nothing more than a friendly little chat, of course.
How could it be otherwise? And by the way, remember me to your husband when you see him. And you, President Washington, what is your position?
He basically banged her way around.
Well,
she did.
That leaves just yourself and Monsieur Peru, Louis.
You're all making me sick. Look at yourselves.
What?
You are pathetic!
Have you been drinking or what?
There you are, quibbling away. My Lord Duke this, and Madame Duchess that. You know very well that we're nothing but puppets on a damn string.
Jacques, Camille.
Let's end the charade. It's over.
Jacques.
My lord, thank you for everything you've done for me over the years. But it didn't come for free. And now I see the price is too high to pay. I'll stop.
Come, Jacques, we'll talk it over.
No, I'm finished. I want my freedom back, my lord.
Oh no.
I shall no longer work for you.
No, I don't want him to kill himself. Jesus, no.
Wait! De Richet, you just can't help it, can you? Stop trying to play the hero, man!
He's vulnerable to psychology, isn't he? Make him think of his child, though. That would work.
Monsieur, I know I don't really know you, but you seem like a decent person.
I have done so many horrible things!
You blame yourself, I can see that. Everything's not lost.
I don't want to do bad things anymore.
You can take control of yourself again. You can fix whatever it is you've done.
Do you really believe that?
Of course, Jacques. You'll have all the time you need. Look, you've done as much as you can. You have nothing to fear. Your daughter is safe.
Shut up!
Fuck. Oh shit! God damn it. I could have found out Jacques Peru's secret. What was his secret? I looked in his room. What's the secret? Oh. God damn it. Boning was a success. At least boning was a success. We've got 4 points. What do we want? Etiquette, politics. Get some occultism. And yeah, let's get some politics. Cool. Was it though? Was it really? Their mouths didn't even touch, to be fair, so.
I don't understand. I spoke to him only recently.
Monsieur Peru has lost his mind. It's obvious.
Yet another way for the French to make a spectacle of themselves. Well, once again, it has worked.
My friends, let us settle down, please. We are all in shock, of course. Let us praise Louis's gesture anyway. You did what you could.
Yes, it was very noble of you, Louis.
It wasn't your fault.
There was nothing else you could have done.
I think everyone needs a little rest. Can you stay a moment?
Of course.
Okay, erudition, questioning, agility, manipulation, questioning. I want manipulation. Let's go hard questioning. Yeah. What the fuck do you want? He's like, do you know if anyone came in here and killed my bird?
Louis,
He'll
I
snap out of
want
it
to talk
eventually,
to you a moment
especially the
about
dead guy.
what has
Sleep it
happened.
right off.
All this is tragic, but I wanted to thank you for doing what you could.
I wasn't able to save him.
You couldn't, Louis. You mustn't blame yourself. It is not your fault.
Is it your fault?
I know this has nothing to do with me, my lord, but don't you think you're partly to blame? It won't escape your attention that he incriminated you before he took his own life.
I heard what he said, yes. Monsieur Peru appeared to blame me for his condition. I certainly encouraged him to succeed, but I wasn't aware he couldn't handle the pressures of the situation. Of course, his duties in Paris were very difficult. The choices he had to make were burdensome. But that was the path he had chosen. Should I not have helped him to succeed, perhaps? You heard him yourself. His duties as judge got the better of him.
Did you push him into it?
I wouldn't say push, but I did encourage him, yes.
Stop.
I thought it was my
Stop
duty to
linking
help
that
him
clip.
as much as I could to
taken
become
out
the
of
court judge
context.
he dreamed of being. I thought he was
I'm
capable.
innocent.
It appears I was mistaken, unfortunately. What a pity he didn't come and speak to me. What a waste.
What are your plans now?
What do you mean?
For the conference. After the disappearances of both Elizabeth Adams and my mother, and now the death of Mr. Perlu, I should imagine that your guests are all packing their bags.
Like
This might come as a bit of a shock to you, perhaps
thing.
because it was so difficult to bring all these figures together. But I am convinced that none of them is preparing to leave.
Are you serious?
They are all very experienced politicians, and though they are, of course, affected by the situation, they know full well that such an opportunity will not come again for a long, long time, if ever. They each represent their nation, and know full well that what is at stake here is far greater than the death of poor Monsieur Peru. You'll see. I am confident that they will all be ready to resume the conference.
If you say so. Allow me to take my leave, please.
Of course. You ought to get some rest. Oh, Louis, one more thing, please. I wanted to thank you for your support during the conference. You've made the right choice, and it gives me tremendous satisfaction to have you with me on this project.
Absolutely, I am with you. 100%.
What is at stake is worth it, my lord. Now, I won't hide from you the fact that I have no idea by what miracle we could ever get a unanimous vote.
Trust me, Louis. We still have a few more cards to play. You'll see. Anything can happen in politics.
I'll see you later, my lord.
You got it. I'm quickly gonna run and get some water. What's going to happen is you'll be the only dissenting vote. Pure cucked. Maybe. I hope so. Which way is my room? Oh yeah, of course, all the way across the other fucking opposite side. Oh my god. Who would have a house this big?
I mentioned it yesterday. Either you or to someone else. Impossible to tell with you people.
Yes.
Your yes is not sufficient. Tell the others, for crying out loud. Remember to close my window once you've done my room. This isn't Corsica, you know. I'm freezing.
Of course, sir. I'll see to it straight away.
Good. Proceed.
Yes, sir.
Monsieur Bonaparte.
Don't feel guilty over Monsieur Peru. You did your best. We just lost a vote for the next conference, and we already had fewer votes than Holm. I must absolutely find a solution.
Yes. Yes, indeed. But I believe if Lord Mortimer is still confident, it's because he still has a few cards up his sleeve.
I hope so. I sincerely hope so. Unfortunately, that vote of Godot you acquired is probably not going to suffice.
Well, it's still more than what you've done, isn't it?
I see you have a short fuse, monsieur. As someone who just started a war with Spain, if I were you, I wouldn't get on my high horse so quickly.
I didn't
In
start
short,
the war
we
with
haven't
Spain.
a minute to lose. I'll leave you now.
Spain started it with us.
Just a minute. Why did Duchess Hillsborough go and see you last night?
Ah, I see that it bothers you not to know. I've half a mind to send you on a wild goose chase. The Duchess simply came to persuade me to change sides. But rest assured, with the most honorable intentions. Now, Louis, time is running short, and as I said, I'm in a hurry. I have to go now. I will see you later.
Wow, he fucking disappeared. Magic. Peruse, yeah. Those magical French dudes. So talented. To bed. Or to our room. Maybe not to bed. We've only just got up.
Next time, I'll listen to my mother. Not a day has gone by without something happening to me. What now?
It's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Louis, open up, please.
Coming, Mr. President, I'm coming.
George,
Louis. Ah, there you are at last.
Yes,
I just saw your mother. She was accompanied by Emily, and they both went into the Duchess's room. I tried to join them, but I was refused entry. Louis, this does not bode well.
Oh, shit. Emily might want to avenge her sister. I must act quickly.
You're right, Mr. President. Thank you.
You're just gonna leave him in your room? Which... Which fucking room is hers? Either that one or that one.
I do believe that's Emily's voice.
Listen at the door.
I can't understand what she's saying.
can't open it. It must be blocked on the other side. I'll have to find another way in, quick.
Everyone else's room is hers. I
have to get inside Emily's room through the... Shit! It's locked. No way. It's too sturdy. Damn it. It's closed. Seems like the key is still in the lock on the other side. That means I won't be able to pick it. Or I could do as I did the last time in the tower room. I wonder if I can get the key by pushing something underneath and making it fall.
Okay.
A map. This should do the trick. It's a beautiful weapon. A lovely damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer in Versailles. Perfect! This card should do the trick. Slowly, Louis. Nice and slow.
Rams on it, wow.
I must act fast.
Should have looked around. Let's have a quick look around. Just double check, you know. Because I don't think we looked at this bit last time.
My dear Napoleon, as previously agreed, I would like to ask you to join us in January on my island to participate in the High Society meeting organized for the occasion. We shall be able to continue our discussion about our project for a new order for France. I have a proposition to make to you concerning your wish to put a strong leader at the head of France. I trust you to be discreet as to your coming.
Okay.
A fragment of amber.
Amber. Ooh. Okay. Now we can go out.
How did you do that to me?
It's as if there are several people inside.
Once again, you're the one who's the victim in all this. What are you on about now? I should never have told you what happened to me. That's how it works, and you know it full well. I'm not that naive. I know you inside out. Stop.
A letter from
We'll end
William
up losing
Pitt the
everything
Elder,
if you keep
addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 2 coils circle the lock.
Dear Gregory, thank you for the information. I've managed to find out about the names you gave me. George Washington is a man you can trust. In spite of his obvious talent for politics, he has remained upright and honest. On the other hand, as you may well know, he is already doing business with Lord Mortimer. It will be more difficult to approach him. Napoleon Bonaparte was unknown to me until today. He's a passionate young French soldier for whom Mortimer predicts a promising future. Take heed. He is a man of conviction, which to my mind makes him potentially dangerous. As for Sarah de Richet, what more is there to say? You already know each other. She was apparently invited by Lord Mortimer about an ongoing matter in Paris that concerns a receiver in stolen art.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
It's alright, we don't need the thing.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers. Madam, thank you for consoling the Queen. The King's situation is worsening, but I wager he'll recover from this present fit. Next time you speak with Her Majesty the Queen, would you please be so kind as to ask her to look into my petition to raise taxes with the King? I will personally see to it that our nation will recover from this impasse. But King George's mental situation is slowing down our decision-taking.
Okay. Oh, she's holding a gun.
What on earth is... You... Mother?
How dare you do this to me? You can talk. After everything I've done for you. You are joking, I hope, right? I gave you my life. That's enough, Emma. Now that Louis is here, you will leave Sarah alone. Cease your revenge immediately. What? If you think you're going to... Louis, help me, I beg you. I can no longer reason with her. I am Emily. Quit playing games. What? Honestly, don't be ridiculous. No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time. Louis knows very well how to tell us apart.
Do I?
After everything we've been through together.
Yes, well...
Don't you dare bring him into this. This is between you and me. I ask for nothing more, so stop taking it out on Sarah. You prissy little bitch. How dare you? Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place, do you? You are joking, I hope. I'm the one who told you everything that's been going on while you were away. Go on then. That's what you want, isn't it? You want to kill me. Go on then, shoot. After all the trouble I've gone through to find you. Go on. What are you waiting for? Here, Louis, take this.
Wait, what's going...
An entire life for this. Go on, shoot. Sorry, Louis, I can't shoot her. She's my sister. That's enough, Emma. Louis, out of the way. She's dangerous. Don't trust her. What are you trying to do? Louis, out of the way. I am not Emma. Come on, Louis, tell her who the real Emily is.
Wait,
That's right, Louis. I'm fed up with this little game. Tell him who the real Emily is.
Why do these things always happen to me?
Well, Louis, come on, you know how to tell us apart, right?
Yes, but I'd like to ask you a few questions to make sure there's no doubt.
One of the twins already died. We knew that, right?
And open, Louis.
We saw her get shot by our
How
mother
can I tell them
in
apart?
a vision.
Wait,
but we
I've got an
didn't
idea.
actually weren't sure.
On the night of our arrival,
ask the twin in front. On the night of our arrival, who was with us?
Who was with us on the wharf?
Cardinal Piaggi. He was with us from when we started traveling by ship. We arrived on the same boat. I already told her, Louis. Another question, then. I'm the one who told you.
Right. Let's find something else. Ah, yes. Let's speak about my arrival at the manor.
People have literally commented on Out of the Vision though. I don't think so. Only at our... I think we told someone with you that we had a vision about it. Who was already by the chimney?
On the night of our arrival, we were warming ourselves in front of the fire. Mortimer welcomed us in a certain way. What happened exactly?
Well played, Louis. Unfortunately, I'm not the one you should have asked that question to. Mortimer did not welcome us. It was Sir Gregory who welcomed us that night. Mortimer didn't show up until 2 days later. I know that as well.
Very well.
Let's try something else.
On the first night, we went up to bed, but I wasn't tired. I went for a little stroll.
I appear to have been bamboozled. Exhausted. Twin in front. On the first night we went up to bed, but I wasn't tired, so I went for a little stroll. I literally don't remember this.
Did we get a chance to speak?
Certainly not. I was exhausted and went to bed. Don't think you're going to get away with this deception so easily. I can assure you, you're going to regret pretending to be me once Louis has exposed you.
Right. I don't think I'll get very far like this. I'll have to find something better.
Oh, I don't think I'll even wait until he's finished.
Take it easy now.
Are you mad, Louis?
Lower your arm.
I better act quickly if I don't want things to get out of hand.
Come on, she's putting one over on you. Look at yourself for crying out loud. You were prepared to shoot me down.
In the secret room behind the study. Talk to them about what you've been doing. Maybe they haven't spoken about it between each other yet.
On the night of the disappearance of Elizabeth Adams.
What about it? What do you want to know about that night?
Just put him behind.
Remember? How did you manage to vanquish the Medusa?
Sword toward the Gorgon, Gorgon toward the shield, shield toward the sword. Lantern toward the shield. Of course, I told her how to do it. That's enough! I've had enough of this charade. Louis, there's only one way to tell us apart. There's just one thing I didn't tell her about in detail. Too bad for you, Emma. I didn't want it to come to this, but you leave me no choice.
Ask her
exactly how
about you and I.
You just lost, Emma. I indeed didn't tell you everything about it. Come, Louis. Speak about our intimacy.
Very well. Let's talk about us.
Let's talk about trust. Let's talk about you and me.
Last night, you came to visit me, and I can't help wondering why. Why did you come to my room?
Louis, you must be mistaken. I did not go to your room last night.
And that's where your little game ends, Emma.
Because I never told you about it.
So, there you can't answer.
What? No! You didn't do that.
I didn't want you to be jealous of Louis. Remember how you always used to react whenever you felt you were competing against a man?
You dirty...
That's enough. I've had enough of this charade. That's enough, both of you. Now I know who the real Emily is.
Emily's behind me, right?
You are Emily Hillsborough.
I knew you wouldn't get it wrong, Louis. No! You little bitch!
Watch out, Louis!
No!
Hell, what have I done?
See what you've done. See.
Louis? What on earth is going...
Mother!
Go! You must leave. Everyone's going to arrive.
Louis, what's going on?
Duchess? Is everything all right?
Go! Go, Mother! No one must find you here.
Go.
Come, Louis. There's nothing more you can do.
But I...
Leave us.
Emily, what's going on?
Mother, go to the crypt. I'll meet you there.
I'll be waiting for you.
Emily.
Madam, I'm coming in.
It was bound to end like this, Louis. Let me stay with her, please. Go, I'll cover you.
Where's her hand? We don't know. Never explained. I'm sure it will be at some point. I hope it will be. Weird birthmark on her bum. I put money on it. Meet your mother in the garden crypt. Okay.
Good God! They're all here. They must have heard the gunshot.
Where is Lord Mortimer?
Can anyone hear anything through the door?
Did you
What's
hear
going
that?
on, guys?
I was not dreaming, was I?
Certainly not, Duke Godoy.
What's going on?
Someone had the bang coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering.
Gentlemen, go back to your rooms. Go back to your rooms. I shall find out from Lord Mortimer what this is all about. Thank you.
God damn it. Turn around. Jesus. It's not that hard. In the garden crypt. We have to go to the library to get to the crypt, I think. To get to the, yeah. Portrait gallery to get to the garden in the middle. Okay. Run, Louis. Faster. They're going away. This way? Fuck.
Louis! At last, there you are.
Mother, wait,
Come, we have to be quick.
No, wait, Mother,
Time is running out, Louis. First, we must...
No! That's enough. I won't go a step further unless you explain to me what is going on here. I'm begging you. Talk to me.
You must trust me, my son. You are not ready yet.
You're the one who should trust me. Tell me what's happening.
You would never believe me.
I came all the way here for you. Now I've found you. I'm ready, Mother.
If only... Louis, I have always taught you to keep your mind open and rational. I know you are going to find this hard to believe, but what I am going to reveal to you is entirely true. Many years ago, I found out that demons really do live among us.
I beg your pardon?
And that they can influence our thoughts.
Right.
Mother, listen to yourself. I know you're exhausted, but for crying out loud, listen to what you're saying. Demons? What next? An ancient monster with a head like an octopus? What do your demons look like? Have they got horns and a pointed tail?
No, these are not creatures with billy goat's legs. Forget your Christian folklore. Imagine them more as parasitic spirits. They possess their hosts and direct them from inside.
Parasitic spirits?
Yes, they are capable of going from one body to another as they see fit. And 2 of them are present on this island.
Right. So let me guess. Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory, right?
You felt it too?
No, even if Home does look the part. But I don't know who else could do it, given that we're on their territory.
Many years ago, well before you were born, I crossed paths with one of them. Since then, I've spent my life trying to find it again. When we recovered the Alizif, I was persuaded that von Burchard was working for this demon in one way or another. But I thought he would hand the book to a middleman during this conference.
Yeah, but she was
That's
like,
where I made
crazy,
an error. An error that could well turn out to be fatal. The one who Burchard was meant to give the book to was none other than the demon in person, Mortimer. Not to mention that Home had sent Volner to get it for him.
Home and Mortimer are demons?
They both seem to disagree about many things, but I'll admit I never knew exactly why. There are many of them, Louis, not just those 2.
Mother, have you any proof to support any of this?
Of course, but you do too. You had everything laid out in front of you. Didn't you notice anything?
Well, those property deeds across the world, all signed by the same hand, and over several centuries.
Granny's been on the bath,
I am
so
proud of you, Louis.
just give clarity.
I found
on
your
that. I don't know
notes,
what you mean.
written in lemon juice.
Where all eyes size you up. At one stage, I was so afraid of losing my mind that I noted everything down. Congratulations, Louis. Wait, please tell me you didn't open Pandora's box.
The urn? No, I didn't. Why?
Good. We'll deal with it later.
I went beyond the nightmare, Mother.
You understood the Masonic date.
1191.
Of course! It was during that siege that the demon took possession of Sir Mortimer. They spent a whole night in conversation until the early hours of the morning. Mortimer had passed the test. He had charmed the demon, and so it chose him to be its host for centuries to come. But tell me, did you find his secret study?
I did indeed.
Did you see his maps of the world?
He has contacts the world over.
Yes, I've been developing the Golden Order across the world for many years, and I've never seen anyone with such influence. It's simply inhuman.
I must admit, I found it difficult to understand how and why Mortimer didn't have a place in history.
On the continent, Mortimer and Home are mere dandies who organize society balls. History forgets them with a disconcerting facility. No one speaks about them, and yet they whisper in the ears of kings and presidents.
You mean the conference?
How can you explain that someone manages to bring together so many important figures without anyone knowing?
And without any security or personnel.
Louis, I am proud of you. You came all this way. You found me. You have surpassed me.
You taught me everything I know. Right. How did it all begin?
I saw him!
What do you mean you saw him?
I was 20 years old. I was young and carefree. I traveled the world in search of adventure. In the Persian Gulf, we came across an ancient grimoire that became unlocked. Composed of 7 parts, each one was a book in itself, set in a sort of metal armor that structured the whole thing.
You were never carefree.
When all the
right?
volumes were brought
Jesus.
together, they formed a single book. On my return to Paris, I set to studying these pages. I spent all my days and nights studying them.
Oh, I can imagine you doing that.
But the writing was in a language I had never seen before, developed well before Sumerian in my opinion. So I got the idea to form a small occult circle composed of all the major names in the occult world to see if anyone else could crack it.
And you found no one.
And I found someone, Louis. I found him, or rather he found me. He was young, charismatic, he was flamboyant.
You mean Mortimer?
He was a veritable mine of knowledge. I showed him the book, and he was able to decipher a few passages. We spent several months together studying the pages. He helped me understand certain passages until I realized that he only translated a few parts for me. But I had aroused his interest. It was too late.
How so?
I mean to say he manipulated me. He used me, and in the end, he stole the book with all its secrets.
Did he ever go to your place?
Not once. At least I don't think so. But before disappearing, he proposed a pact between us. He proposed that I follow him and let him teach me, allow him to bring me up.
And you refused, of course.
Why, naturally, Louis. You don't make deals with the devil. After that, I spent my whole life looking for him. 3 years later, in Berlin, I just missed him. In London, I lost 6 members of the order in a chase. In 1741, in Tunisia, I found a sect of fanatics who had crossed paths with him once.
Tunisia.
1741, in Poland. 1749, in India.
8 years ago in Venice.
We agreed never to speak about what happened in Venice, Louis.
You agreed, and that was before you spoke to me about demons. Wait, the baby we delivered, you and me, that night in Venice, did he have anything to do with Lord Mortimer?
The child was his son.
We stole his son? Are you insane? I always thought we took him to save him.
That was the case. It was precisely to save him from his father.
Need I remind you the mother died during childbirth? What became of the child?
Later. For the moment, that is not the key issue here. Once we found the Al-Azif in Paris, I followed von Borchart's trail here. I didn't think it would lead me straight to the demon. It was careless of me. He toyed with me for a few days, until I caught on, until I saw him as he was. But he had no intention of letting me leave. We are all his pawns, Louis, and if we don't want to spend the rest of our lives turning round in circles here, we must absolutely get off this island. All right, can we move on?
Wait a minute, one last thing. I want to know what happened with Elizabeth Adams.
Louis, we haven't time for those details.
I'm sorry, Mother, but I want to know.
She was one of the receptacles for these monsters. I met her parents when she was born. One of the demons got inside her. The demon used her to spy on her father, John Adams. He is one of the founding fathers and vice president of the United States, you know.
Mortimer possessed her?
No, I don't think it was Mortimer. Her father, John Adams, hired me to tend to her, but the evil in her was too deep. In spite of the various treatments I tried on her, I never succeeded in getting it out of her. It's not something I'm proud of, Louis, but I had to try everything.
can't do the thing in text. John Evans.
I want to know what happened between you and Emily's sister.
Great responsibility often brings difficult choices, Louis. That's all you need to know.
Mother, I won't take a step further if you don't answer me.
You dare blackmail me?
I'm listening.
All right, I used her. So there you are. Happy now? We had the Al-Azif, and I didn't think we would be able to escape with it. In order to ensure that the book did not fall into their hands, or that one of them couldn't read in us where we had hidden it, I asked Emily to...
It's Emma.
Yes, or rather for me, it was Emily. So I asked Emma to hide it without anyone seeing. And then I disposed of her. I am sorry for her, but she was part of the Golden Order, Louis. She knew the rules when she joined.
What was going on with the cannons in Tuscany?
It was nothing.
Since when does the Order finance wars?
The cannons for that Bonaparte fellow? Listen. Once in the lion's den, I did whatever I could to appear legitimate. So yes, I pretended to be interested in Mortimer's project about a young military man who was seeking funding for a foundry in Tuscany. Between you and me, if buying China would have enabled me to escape, I would have signed without hesitation.
What did you negotiate about the Al-Azif with Volner?
Absolutely nothing. I managed to pull the wool over his eyes until I found a way to flee.
Samuel Ritter du Choix, you wanted to send me a letter about Godoy.
I wanted you to run a check on Duke Manuel. But frankly, it doesn't really matter anymore now. Godoy is just a pawn like the others. He is not the one I was looking for.
Are you going to tell me what happened to your hand?
Better than that. I shall show you.
Are you going to tell me what happened to your hand?
Better than that. I shall show you.
You know, I found your package under a wharf plank.
Thanks for not touching it.
On the evening of my arrival, Cardinal Piaggi came looking for you. He was determined to give you a letter.
More of his lists. Louis, I think I know what's in that letter, and I beseech you to believe that it is the least of our worries. We can sort that out
Louis
later.
Like, yeah, I know what's in the letter too. I opened it.
Good. I think that's about right. We shall speak about it once we get back to France.
Great actions for humanity have been decided by demons for centuries, Louis. They are playing with our destiny. We are their slaves. And it's time for it to stop. By the way, what was Mortimer's project at this conference?
He wants the United States to occupy all the North American territory. France should recover Louisiana and give it to the United States. In that case, the Americans would just have to push west to chase the Spanish from the continent once and for all.
And as Mortimer controls Washington, you may just as well say that it will put him at the head of a world superpower. We should do our utmost to put a stop to Mortimer's plans. But for the time being, there are more pressing matters.
Sludge. Sewage. Excellent.
Are you going to tell me why we're here?
There. That's why we are here.
Alternative part. Oh man. We missed a bunch of stuff. Were we meant to follow all of those guys rather than go back to our rooms? Shit. Damn it. I swear down, Professor McGonagall gets about. At least she's living an exciting life post-Hogwarts, or pre-Magic to her own back. Maybe. Right. I would like... What would I like? What, 4 points? Manipulation. And let's get science done.
Reassure me, we aren't going to have to force that one, are we?
I don't think we're even capable of doing it. You're going to have to find a way to open it.
Why, of course. And what's inside?
Something to vanquish them with?
Perfect. So, how does it open?
We'll need several keys. I found a note from the architect who conceived the mechanism in Mortimer's secret study. We have to first gather 5 objects before we try anything.
Making sure I'm covering all my bases.
The keys?
Exactly. We have the
Detective
Clement
just
of
gave
the
you with
Cross,
bone
the
stuff,
nails,
made you
the
start with
Gutenberg
bonuses and
Bible,
certain things,
the exegesis of Judas, an armillary sphere, and all we need to match up the dates between the different calendars.
Right. I was going to try and do this full episode tonight, but I am so tired. And it's been 2.5 hours. And I'm not sure I can finish this episode because I'm just so sleepy. So, I'm going to call it there. After our fantastic discovery of whatever the fuck that was. And we will hopefully be able to do this episode and then the rest of this episode and then a full episode next time. So, thank you everyone for joining me. This game has taken a bit of an uncharted turn. It has, hasn't it? I'm into it. So, hopefully I will see you next... I was going to say Monday then. Next Wednesday. And hopefully we can finish this one and then do the next one as well. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow for Games with Chat on Fridays. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. I'm sorry I've been very energyless today. My bad. Have a great evening, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you.